What's up, players? This is a video game of me playing cat, and I figured I'd just go ahead and talk over it while explaining what I've done, what I do, and the thought process behind each move. It's the first time doing this, so if it sounds kind of weird, audio's low, or if I just talk too fast, kind of bear with me for a little bit, I guess. But yeah, this is me playing cat after probably 2 weeks of not playing her. Because Spike told me that she became the meta, and I'm like, I hate the meta, so I'm not gonna play her ever again. But she's too much fun to put down, so I just decided to go ahead and try her again last night, as of this video, I guess. But yeah, so this game turned out pretty interesting. I started off horrible, spoilers, but the beginning of the game, this was I don't know, the craziest thing ever. So apparently, the Aurelia and the Rengar was supposed to be or supposed to be bought together because they called it like most good players do apparently. And the Sivir, being the AD carry, said, "Oh, I think I'll be bot. Oh, what the hell are you doing, Aurelia?" But uh, I guess they were on Skype and they just got things mixed up. And Sivir wasn't paying attention, but Rengar wasn't a douchebag and he decided to go top. So didn't do too bad at the beginning, I guess, but hilariousness ensues a little bit later. So this is me giving the release to the Lee Sin. Yes, that's Lee, who is not getting a race, which he technically can fairly quickly with me and him. But I guess this isn't top play, so oh yeah, this is a normal, in case anybody's wondering. And yeah, normal, regular, no draft, no nothing like that, nothing special. Just wanted to quickly get a game so I could try this commentary, whatever you call it. But this is a little trick that I found recently, not recently, but it was available in a couple of games before, but somehow it's changed, and then we found it again, I guess. But just walking back and forth in certain areas will cause the camp to try to follow you. But and it resets the pathing for it, so it just decides to go back and forth as you walk back and forth with it. So if you got a jungler, give him good help with that. You may miss like one or two creeps in lane, but it's good because your jungler is gonna probably get a better chance at jungling, ganking, which is what I'm trying to say. Um, yeah, this is my second time against Gragas. Boy, Gragas. This is one of my hardest matchups. I don't know why, because I expect a lot of damage, but for some reason, I don't do that much, but he does a lot to me. That was a fail creep. Yeah. Me trying to harass, getting auto attacked, and taking more damage than I dealt with the blades. Good thing he started. Well, that's probably why he's doing so much damage. But he started with the Doran's Ring, which I usually take advantage of, and that's where the Rengar, who didn't expect to be top, dies top. But yeah, starting Doran's Ring for me has been a thing of the past. Even though I am playing cat, and I do usually try Fizz mid. Doesn't cost too much money to play with Fizz, but yeah, I think it's the problem that I have with Gragas is his passive from his barrel drinking ability for whatever it does. It gives him resistance to damage, so he just regens and like parries the damage. So I have to wait until I get higher level to be of any use to myself. But yeah, the first part of this will be me pretty much just trying to stay alive, trying to stay alive, trying to stay alive. And that's when our bottom lane opinion at it, our jungler gets ganked by their jungler. And that Relic gets mad because he doesn't like the situation. Yeah, but as I was saying, it's just me trying to like harass, but I can't do anything because he regens. Alright, I'll talk about my skill set. I decided to go Blaze first. I usually do all the time, unless I get caught somewhere while walking around in our jungle if they're invading. But I go Blades, and I usually get the second skill afterwards. Killer Blades, whatever it is. Killer Instinct, whatever. I don't know what it is. And I used to get that second, but for this one I figured that the Shunpo would be best to try to dodge the barrels that are incoming. Which I I think I just kind of sidestepped most of them, except for the first few that just hit me dead in the face when it first started. But best thing to do when he's throwing out the barrels is run sideways, because running back will just keep you running into the direction that it's going. Like he can't stop it like a Nivea, so if you just run sideways, it'll keep going and going. And that's where I figured out, like, yeah, that was unnecessary damage. Thing is, I didn't waste my flash because I didn't want to flash and get ignited and have a chance of me just taking down and wasting it. And he's like, ooh, woo, woo. Yeah, he's happy about that. So, whatever. I've decided to finish my boots, and my jungler decides to push my lane. But it's cool, whatever. Because mid's not there, it decides it's fine. No ping to fall back, it's like, let's go ahead and go have fun. And, yeah, I decided to get boots to help me outrun the barrels and possible ganks that come up, and it tends to work out in my favor if that happens. If I go back early, that is. I usually try to farm out my scepter, not scepter, the revolver first, so I can have my lane sustain without having to worry about buying too many pots. Other than that, if I can, I will actually buy the cutlass to have the extra spell early, but I find that it's a little bit easier to sustain with the revolver because poke and harass is top getting pretty decent kills, but at the same time giving up kills. Yeah. So the revolver doesn't give you too much of an advantage on the ability power, but just having to sit in auto attack to get the regen from the cutlass isn't as useful. Alright, Gragas is back with 2 Doran's rings now, 2 health pots, 1 mana pot, and the boots, which now I'm still ahead of him because I've finished my level 2 boots. Now he did a little funny thing here where he kind of baited me into auto attack. Well, he was sitting there auto attacking, baited me into trying to throw a spell. Knocked out about a quarter of my health, just about. This here seemed kind of odd to me. I figured something was happening because he was just walking at me for random reasons, and I didn't expect Kaza to come from where he came, but it was kind of obvious that something weird was happening, so yeah. He blew a lot just trying to catch me, so that's a fair trade for me going back and him blowing everything. Even though I did blow my flash also, but I am Katarina, so I can jump around if I want to. But he is Kha'Zix, so I hate that character so much right now. It's pretty strong. If you can get him, try him out. Because it's like, I started the game off playing Tristana, and her reset on her jump is amazing to me, so if he can do the same thing, I'm pretty sure I would love him too. But I haven't bought him because I don't care that much. Sorry. Yeah, jungler still sitting here trying to farm off of our minions. It's fine. Once again. And we're not doing too bad. I mean, we are 3 and 5, but it's just Rengar with the kills, I believe. Rengar, and I think Silver may have 1. I'm not sure, but I believe at this point, Rengar and Aurelia switched lanes because I guess they talked about it on their Skype or something like that. Worked out apparently, so it's a good point on them. Yeah. So about my channel, I'm going to decide to upload as many videos as I can. I will record possibly 2 to 3 videos every 3 days, or if I can, whenever I can, I'll just record. Now this was an interesting thing because he jumps at me with his jump or leap, I think the spell name is, and I'm like, okay, he misses a skill shot right after, so he has 1 spell left, which is auto attack. So I decided to blow everything on him if I can, or try to kill him. And he decides to do the stupid thing and sit there and auto attack me. I'm not sure if that was, I don't know, there's no excuse for what he did, so I took the kill, got the blue, and put myself back in an even state on kills and deaths. So now Gragas is back tossing out barrels, and yeah, just my advice whenever fighting a Gragas is stay away from him as if you can, because the Body Slam does still hurt even though it's been nerfed a couple of times. Yeah, and sidestep instead of walking back. they pretty much expect most people to walk back. And this is when I decided to, oh, like throwing the blades would have worked a little bit better. Throwing the bouncy blade first and then ulting would have worked a little bit better, or shooting point to him immediately. But since he had already body slammed in, I decided, I mean, you're closest we're gonna get, so I might as well ult now and then do the rest later. Because he can't outrun me. Because I'm not sure. I didn't see it. I'm not sure if he saw if he had the level 2 boots yet. But I see bot getting away with little to no health, so I decided to go down and help. Lee Sin decides to go straight to them through the tower with sight, and I came up from behind, and this Ashe is kind of shit out of luck. Excuse me, sorry. She has no chance, so pop a little simple combo, dagger, shumpo, blades. Yeah, simple, easy, clean kill, walk away, port back. Once you get a kill, you don't need to do much else. No sitting around for waiting for the support or anything like that. Just get out there immediately, and go back, get the revolver. Now this is what I was about to buy the vamp scepter, but I just figured it wouldn't help at the moment because I'm not out-attacking anything really. So holding on to the money in case something else comes up that I could buy or should buy. Like should have bought a ward or two, but I usually don't buy wards on my carries. I'm bad. I'm sorry. But yeah, still, just the awareness of what's around you with the cat is enough to get you safe or keep you safe. If everything's optimal, I guess. If, like they have a mini wave right there, and if there's an enemy nearby or ally nearby, and you haven't wasted the Shumpo to get in and then you get the kill, it's just knowing what to do. Now this here was interesting because he walks like a mile past me and doesn't notice me hitting him, so it's just him not keeping awareness of what's happening. Like his focus was on the silver, so I guess it just kind of throws himself off. Now that was a nice jump over the wall, pretty predictable, but nothing I could do about it. Saw 3 people and I said, I'm out. I am leaving. Goodbye. Yeah. It's something that you don't do. Like I can definitely kill him. Don't run into 3 people to get 1 kill, because those 3 people will have money when you get none. Assist will be, I think, 175 for each person that helps, or 88. I forgot. Now here I tried to shumpo as he jumped in at me, but my reflexes were a little too slow. Just a little bit too slow. So it didn't work out. But yeah, whatever. Now this in some cases is okay, but oftentimes this might not be. If your jungler isn't around, then well, mine is. But if jungler is not actually in jungle, you go ahead and take race, run back. But laning phase is pretty much nearing its ending phase, or it's nearly ending, whatever. Yeah, and I see the Kazakhs. I wait for them to make a move forward. And since Lee had got a little too far ahead, I decided not to go any further into the river. And about this point, I haven't checked Gragas' items yet, so I'm not sure if I could actually nuke him down or anything, because he is still pretty healthy yet. That's another thing. Make sure you have full view whenever you start typing anything. MIAs, or regardless of what it is, because getting a random barrel to the face is never any good. It is never. So, a common mistake I notice a lot of people do is if they have the money for the needless large rod, is they go straight ahead and buy it, even though it's cutting off an item that they're trying to finish. Sometimes it works out. Other times it'll be better to have that extra other finish item for its extra stats. And it's just something that most people shouldn't like rush to, because it only gives, I believe, 60. And there I noticed Gregor's coming up from behind. I wait for him to walk forward, but I noticed that the bouncing blades, not bouncing blades, her ult, Death Lotus doesn't trigger or get active. So I decided to walk back. And I see him go towards Lee, so I decided it's not worth it, because I believe Lee was pretty low. And there's still a turret there, of course, but Lee decided to do it by himself and gets killed. Didn't see what actually happened there, but yeah. Kills are very good and they should be prioritized, but sometimes if if your own life is at stake, just don't do it. It's risk over reward. So pretty sure. I'm not sure if he's been fighting him solo, so he should have known how much damage he dealt or he could have dealt. Once again, sidestepping, and that's me lagging a little bit, taking a step. Now this is pretty funny. He jumps on me, lands a skill shot too, and then nukes me, and I'm like, whoa! I'm like, jaw dropped at how much damage he dealt. Finishing off my cutlass, 300 short for my gunblade. And in the chat, somebody said, yeah, 6 is fair, and I'm like, yes, I know, sir, I see that. But yeah. Continue on. Like right when I died, he was, I think, 6-1. Did I press tab at this point? I want to press tab so bad right now, but he was 6-1, I believe, and I gave him his 7th. Yeah, no, he was 6-0. Oh yeah. I was right. Okay, so yeah, I gave him 1 already, so he got 5 other kills somewhere. I'm not really paying too much attention to that, but I believe it was top and the jungler. That's another thing. Pointing fingers at who gave the that's. I mean, it helps understand like who will be weak against everybody. I mean, who's like missing experience and health, and not health, it's experience, items and things like that. And he gets really greedy and gets up pretty much just speed. Oh, he doesn't. He must have died recently, but whatever. Him getting greedy. Now watch that Sivir. Sivir is almost at no health. Like she's almost dead. Like from right there. I go down to try to clean up, but Sivir is still at our turret. It's okay, so it's whatever. I dash in and get the kill, flash out. I could have stayed in a little bit longer and killed Ash, but I figured it's not worth it. And Gragas rolls in, literally, and it is epic right here. Epic. Yes, that was hilariousness. She should have been gone a long time ago. That's another thing. If you have no health, no mana, there's no point at all in staying but to possibly feed. It's risk over reward. She may have gotten a creep or two, but she just gave up 300 gold. Unless if it was her feeding, then it's just something. If it was her feeding, she only gave probably like 175, 200, or whatever. But yeah, finishing my gunblade. It's an amazing weapon. Amazing item. Yeah, so I'll go back to mid finally after roaming a little bit. And missing a few creeps. That's another thing. Creeps aren't everything in normals. Because pros make a big deal about last hitting. It does help immensely, but it's nothing to prioritize in games unless the wave is actually detrimental to the team, like if it's pushing way too much. Like is there like a huge wave at the turret, it can actually do a lot of damage and then eventually just take over or just be a big problem for the team. See, my priority there was to get the minion. I could have set myself up for a pretty bad situation. Aurelia is doing some decent damage, but she still looks a little squishy, but he wastes his flash. Once again, the Greg is not paying attention to himself. He still body slams into me while I'm ulting, which is pretty bad. But as you walk, keep an eye on the map. Like, no questions asked. Keep your eye on the map, even as you walk. The Gragas died just now, and I'm waiting to see if the Lee was there or not. Or if I think I was waiting for Aurelia to push the lane, but he didn't stay, so it was good on his part. He knew when to leave, so he's a little bit better than our Sivir at the point. So you know, I decided to go up and help her push, but there's a random bug that pops up right about here. Yeah, a random scyther pops out the bushes. But I sit here to try to get a surprise guerrilla tactics gank on these guys, but I'll sit here thinking like if his passive would give me away or not. So she does a little bit too much to run away, but he still dives back in and does all he can. I get in there and clean him up pretty quickly, and then she falls to Lee. There's nothing I can do about that, but it's 1 for 1. Oh no, I remember this. Yeah, this is pretty sweet. I actually tried to run away as he jumped in. Kicked me into the turret, so there was no escape. So if you get the chance, or if you have to, go ahead and fight. Don't try to keep running because you won't escape. There's no escape. So keep fighting, and you'll make the trade possibly even. It wasn't even in this case because I gave up a spree, which was pretty bad on my part, but some things, whenever you try too hard, just don't work out in your favor. It was a really good move on his part, though. I tried my best to run. Off screen and everything. Alright, so respawning in 5. Gragas is trying to do some business on but not doing too much apparently.
Only fools
Yeah. He's rushing for a death cap. What I just saw from the glimpses of the tab button. And the support Zillion, which is what Spike has been trying to get to do, but every time something comes up we try something different, so I'm not sure if he's not built for AP. I'm not sure how useful he'll be because the damage is what he's used for, and unless somebody that's very good with AD carries can benefit from the speed buffs. Right there I decide to Shimpo over into the minion.
no going.
Flash forward note is always good and even. And this guy decides to hop over and try to get me. Here comes a massive jukes. Get a kill. If that sucks, get the kill on that random ass that walks out of nowhere, and then I'm like, oh, that was free money, thank you. Ringo's like, oh, come on, cat, but I'm like, dude, I needed to run. Yeah, so I tell him that he's my escape. Oh, he was my escape. She was. The Gragas came out of nowhere. That was very pleasant. I could have flashed, didn't need to though, because I'm a cat, like I said. Just keep aware of what's going on around you. Run around. Do whatever you need to do. Split pushing for some reason. It's always good, but as long as nobody gets caught whenever everybody else is off where. Now he gets caught by a plane, so I decided to just go in and just nuke him. One ray from the turret. Now Lee makes a mistake of kicking him away, so I had to flash, smash, and then destroy him. And then try to run away. Jump to this silly little Irelia that's running in. Then Gragas and Ash pop out of nowhere, and so does their Lee. I decide to dip out. They could have chased me right there. See, I think they should have, cause I'm not sure how many of their spells that they wasted. But from right here, I think, yeah, they had a ward there, cause it was just a random Q from Lee. So if Ash had an ult, she probably could have got me killed right there. Unless I'm not sure if I'd reacted in time to Shumpo to Arengar, so he would have got hit by it. But it would have possibly been a bad situation because I had just got hit by the Lee. Gotten hit, sorry.
Why? Because I can.
But continuing, Ash is pushing the heck out of bot, so decide to go down there to clean up after she makes a mess. But she's not building Infinity Edge, which is, it's getting kind of common not to rush Infinity Edge, which I think is a little weird because it does so much damage whenever you get the crits. Like, it's unnecessary. People just disappear. But yeah, just run down here, clean up this wave, get a decent amount of gold, run back. Tower stole a few kills, but whatever. Stupid turret. Go back to mid because that's where most action happens in game, regardless. Mid, Dragon, and Baron, 3 most important places to me and my fellow players. But sometimes people just stray off because they see minions flowing that hurt. He's still doing like a quarter of my health in one spell. Another thing I wanted to state about Cat was Shumpoing to get creeps, which I did a lot at the beginning of the game, but I don't recommend at all because it's a failsafe, I guess, or safeguard, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the word I should use, but it's something that should be saved for escape if possible, or it possibly can put you in a bad position at the same time. So Shumpoing requires a lot of knowledge, I should say, because I think I see that creep. Oh, I got the creep. and they combo
Only
you
fools
and you die.
hesitate.
Rengar are getting caught in their jungle. I'm not looking yet. And click. He's chasing out Kha'Zix and he gets smoked. So
Never
go to see
quit.
what's up. Like, who killed my little lion? Who killed my pussy? Nobody. I see nobody. But he lands a key on the Lee Sin. Lee Sin reveals the Ash. And Gragas is trolling about Adam mid also. This Ash was out front a lot. If you're AD carry, do not stand out front. Try to stay behind
Only fools
everybody else
hesitate.
if you can, but it's usually not safe for her to be up there long because she could get dashed on by Aurelia or hit by Q on Lee and just get melted by me behind him. That's another thing for Cat. She can do decent poke, but she's putting herself at risk because the range of her, that was silly from Aurelia. Like, she could have gotten caught and putting herself at 3v5. But yeah, the range on her bouncing blades are not too great, but they're not bad at the same time. So it's a risk versus reward thing once again. So doing it's not something you should prioritize, or I wouldn't recommend doing it too much. But he decides to go for the creep, like I said before. I unleash, get the kill. There's a bomb on my head. Oh, and Lee Sin decides to deliver a Gragas to me. He gets ulted, so I walk away from him. And as you noticed, I just had a bomb on my head, so I'm like, I'm gonna die. I might as well go ahead and attack. And just to my luck, I spell vamped enough to stay alive in that fight. So
Never.
yeah, that was, I guess, partially lucky, but at the same time, going all in. And this port was pretty funny because I think that they had just placed the ward right there. So once again, if Ash had her ult, I possibly could have died because she is alive at bot. And yeah, the next item I'm building, straight of course, is the Abyssal Scepter. And yeah, Silver Bunch. Oh, poor Silver. Yeah, their Lee Sin was pretty good. But I was going to go try to save the server or go join the server bot, but she died, so I saw the huge wave top. Decided to go clear it out before the turret gets taken, which is pretty good because the turret has a lot of health. But just have to clean it up. I actually messed up a lot right here. Instead of shooting pouring, I just use my other skill in the blades and just kind of walk towards them like, oh, my bad. So push this lane out a little bit more and then leave. You don't want to stay top or bot for too long because the objectives aren't too close by. Especially continually pushing mid and destroying. Like right there, Lee was trying to get dragged. Kha'Zix came from, I believe, pushing or cleaning up bot lane. I'm not sure if they had vision at Dragon, which is why he was heading over there, but he ran into Aurelia and got caught. And right here I started lagging like really bad. I just glided over the ledge there. So this is me clicking back and forth to test my movement. And as you can probably see, I'm like pretty jittery. Like I'm clicking over there and she starts moonwalking. Moonwalking's fun always. Rest in peace, Michael Jackson. Silver's return on the blade gets the kill. Probably all attack, but I don't know. Now I noticed that Ash kept walking forward on that point, but yeah, I decided to go ahead and put a lot of damage in. You can do it with Cat because the better or the quicker you use her ult, the better the chance of it resetting. Like putting a lot of damage on early would be okay, as long as you hit more than one target, because wasting it on one person isn't really worth it. But getting that harass on more than one person would be beneficial because they'll be more careful to not be up front, so you'll get the you'll get the kill or assist on somebody that is up front and then reset and you can redo it to them again. So it kind of weighs out in a way that it's better for you to try to do damage and then run out and then have your team clean up, then reset and then go back in, but only if you won't get caught or engaged on whenever you do that, because she should not be the initiator, definitely, because she will get nuked easily. Like I have no health and very little resistance, Right there we saw like everybody trying to come in, and we figured that they would be right there and they'd probably walk around in that area, but they didn't. And I see lead top, so I decided to go ahead and walk towards the bush.
Friends close.
So it's okay on that. But I usually walk into any bush as Katarina isn't too smart. Without sight failures, of course. Kha'Zix comes in from the side, so I decide to run away. Or he decides to jump on me and nuke me down like he does plenty of times. As for Lee's continuing just grass or hold the lane up to his vision. And I get hit by the Q. I sit there and wait for him to try to jump over, but he decides not to. And half their team decides to go in right at that point, and all their squishies are stuck together. So I all flash out. I get smashed by Gragas. That was unfortunate, but all by myself too. But I see three people. Thor blade, smash, and he gets away barely. He had his ult too. Brazilian ult. Now right there, I almost died. I threw a blade, but I'm not sure if it spell vamped or not. But whatever. And that's when people get upset. GG, this game is bad. Or this team is bad. Surrender vote 5v0. GG, GG, GG. Escape. Alrighty. That was fun. So I will be posting this with highlights and this commentary. Yeah, so like, fave, subscribe, rate, whatever, dislike, anything. I just need to see some reaction, people. Okay, bye bye.